Dear Rivals, Guang Guang here. Welcome to Season 2 of Marvel Rivals. After the intense Eternal Night saga and the defeat of Dracula,
The obvious choice for the job.
He's right.
has prepared a lavish celebration for the annual Hellfire Gala to the mutant heaven of the living island Krakoa. Emma Frost
Oh, better luck next time, buddy.
Then try to stay alive just long enough to see my way as the Age of Ultron begins.
So you found your way back to me, huh? Good to see you. It is I, Neo Kuma, and I'm back with some more information on the House of Kuma spreading the word. Marvel Rival Season 2 is here, with new characters, new maps, and more changes than ever. Oh, the meta's gonna be broken after this one, boys and girls. So sit back, relax, take a seat. Well, we don't have no chairs for you yet. We'll get some installed if you hit that subscribe button. That's the only way I can, take an accurate count. Anyway, let's begin. So let's talk about the newest character to join the roster. Marvel Rivals has introduced Emma Frost as the newest person to join. I mean, out of all the X-Men, I preferred somebody else, but hey, we got more baddies in the game, so fuck it. I don't fucking care. Let's just go along with the ride. Well, let's see. She's a Vanguard. She looks like a ranged Vanguard for half her kit. And then she is a stand switcher into her diamond form, which she's more of a brute character at that point. But at the same time, she looks like she has a lot more defense and offense capabilities. Sheer kit is going to be annoying. I'm not going to lie. It seems like she might be banned for most of all competitive matches. So we might have to do something about her. But for all you casuals out there, prepare yourselves. She's about to be a nuisance, to swear. Like, she's not going to be, she's not going to be going anywhere. She's probably going to be, like, in every game. Alright, time for the nitty gritty. I'm going to explain most of the abilities that have been dramatically changed in the new season. You can go look up all the rest of the stats on MarvelRivals.com if you want to know more about your character. Alright, guys. Now let's talk about all your changes in Marvel Rivals Season 2, for your favorite characters to your worst hated characters. Now, some of them got nerfed, some of them got buffed, and some of them, you don't know how this is going to affect the meta, but hey, I'd like to see the changes. Captain America is first. Now, they reduced his survivability. His base health went down from 675 to 650. That's a little bit, and you're not going to be jumping in and out as much as you want. And his shield value for his shield protection has been reduced by 50 whole points. Now, yes, he's going to die a lot quicker. Don't stay in there too long. Alright, next is the Hulk. It seems that they boosted him. What the fuck? That's not what we needed. He's already top meta. Anyway, it seems like they increased his base movement speed to 600 to 650. Oh yeah, he's gonna be zooming, boys. And his cooldown reduction for his indestructible guard has been reduced to 12 seconds to 10 seconds. Oh yeah, he's gonna be in and out. Oh, he's gonna be on top of all you DPS and survivalists. You need to be watching out. Your backline might be getting not killed by DPS, but the Hulk himself. And then they increased the charge time for his jump by 0.2 seconds. Ooh, yeah, he's gonna be all up in your face. So I would watch out for that. Alright, next is Magneto. It seems like they've freaking nerfed his ultimate ability, which is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. but it's just energy cost to use his ultimate ability has been increased from 3100 to 3400, which is not too bad, but just you're not going to be getting your ult as quick as you want. Definitely in crucial team fights. So when you do use your ult, you gotta use it wisely. Aw, shit. Well, Penny's the next person, and it seems like she has the biggest buffs out of all the Vanguards right now. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about, but she needed it. For all you casuals, yeah, maybe not so much. For her comp play, yeah, she was kind of not doing as well as we wanted. So they decided to do some tweaking to her kit. First, she has increased base health from 650 to 750, so she just got a pure 100 more health. Good job. Yeah, you're now Vanguard now, Penny. You're a little squishy on the inside, so stay in the machine, why don't you? And now, her web cluster has a chance to crit? Nani? Kutasai? Well, yeah, don't walk over those mines. You should be destroying them anyway, but now they have a chance to just one-shot you. Definitely if you're squishy. And then they reduce movement penalties for firing all her web shots from 40 to 20. So she's basically going to be shooting like a motherfucker. So prepare for that and watch how the Penny meta might be having a little surge. Alright, now let's talk about Doctor Strange, the Mystic Arts user himself. Alright, it seems like they targeted his offense capabilities. So he is top meta in comps, so I was expecting the nerf, but not for his offense. A little weird thing to touch upon, but hey, let's see what happens. It seems like his main ability to shoot his projectiles, it's been per his damage per projectile has been reduced to 18 to 16, and then his Maelstrom of Magnus conversion ratio of dark magic damage has been reduced from 1.3 to 1.2. So you're not going to be doing as much damage on the front line. I appreciate that. Alright, and for the last two Vanguards, it seems like the Thing, his little chest bump ability is going to have less damage reduction, so you're not going to be as tanky if he starts sleeping on you, trying to size you up. And then also Thor, it seems like he's been increased in survivability like a tank should be. God damn, all these tanks are going to be annoying this season. But his increased health has been increased by 75. It was 525, and now it's 600. And its base movement has actually been increased, which is really, really bad. For all you who think you couldn't even get away from him now, you're definitely not running. His base movement has been increased from 600 to 650, so try to get away from the God of Thunder. You might as well call him the Flash at this point. Alright, now let's go over all the duelists. It seems like Black Widow has more kicks to her kit, and it seems like Cliff Jumper herself has been using those legs a lot more than that gun of hers. Alright, she'd be able to kick after her Edge Dancer and after using her ultimate ability, so I would watch out for that. Next is Hawkeye. The mobility and his optimize on his offense have been increased. They reduce the slow effect while charging the bow from 30% to 20. Ooh. And then he also has instances where his hypersonic arrow can hit from 50 to 55. A little 5% damage increase. I see that. And then they decrease the cost effect of his ultimate ability by 600. Oh yeah, you're gonna see Hawkeye ult coming a lot more, and the draw speed has been increased, so hope you can dodge. Alright, next is Hela, the goddess of death, and it seems like her cooldown for most of her things have been increased. Ah man, well hold on. Her soul drainer has been decreased from 12 to 10 seconds, but her astral flock, her movement speed has been increased by 12 to 15. Doesn't that fucking suck? But hey, look, her spell field damage of Piercing Knight has been increased from 30 to 35. I don't know. Maybe this is what they needed. Top meta, she is a top high damage dealer, so we'll see how that affects the comps later on. Johnny! Survivability has been improved, so the interval of his fire cluster has been the 0.6 seconds to 0.5, and its primary projectile has been advanced, increasing the cooldown for his flaming meteor from 12 seconds to 15 seconds, but also added a new effect. Okay, I see you. By releasing Flaming Meteor, immediately gains 75% health. Ooh, 75 bonus health. And then it starts to fall off after 3 seconds by a rate of 30 per second. Not too bad, not too bad. Johnny can get in and out. He's going to be more down below. He's not going to be flying like a little bitch. Iron Man, they increased him, and I think Iron Man mains are going to love this. He's been increased by mid-range combat effectiveness. Look, they reduced his hitbox, but look, his beam already hits almost everything in its path, so that's pretty good. But he gains another bonus health by activating his armor overdrive or his gamma overdrive that starts to fall off 5 seconds later at the rate of 30 per second. Not too bad, if I say so myself. Alright, now it's Iron Fist. Man, I don't know how to feel. I think he's the most neutral person on this patch list. They basically reduced his bonus max damage by his harmony recovery, by 150 to 100. But the fall off rate is 25 per second to 15 per second, and fixed his damage of his Yaken Chung, I cannot say that shit, from 10 to 9. But the increase of percentage damage of the enemy max health has been reduced. So he does a lot more damage to basically tanks, and he can be in your face, and he has a cooldown that's been knocked from 12 seconds to 10 seconds on his kick. So not too bad, but we'll have to see in game how well that affects. Alright, Mr. Fantastic, he looks like he has the biggest out of all the duelists. So let me explain. His base health has been increased by 25, and that's pretty good. His stretch punches and all of his punches in his inflated state has been increased by 5 overall. So he's reaching a lot further. But here's the biggest issue. Basically, his Humpty Humped. He has a slow effect on it now, and his cooldown time has been reduced to 10 to 8 seconds. So I don't want you anywhere near me, because that hump actually slows you down. You're going to be feeling it in the back. Definitely if you're one of the girl characters, you're going to be feeling it up the... Sorry about that. They reduced the elasticity and the strength of it to 30 to 20 to balance out his now more range abilities. And finally, his ultimate. His ultimate gives him bonus health equal to that gained in his inflated state. So basically, you gotta jump into a inflated state and then do an ult, and you'll have so much health to sustain and get the fuck out of there when you're done. It's gonna be very interesting. I feel so bad for all you thought he was so weak at first. Oh, y'all should have been bitching a lot less, huh? Alright, Moon Knight, he's doing pretty good. He looks like he's getting his projectile speed increased. He's moving up his hooked, so his startup time is a little faster, and extended his ult to 3.5 to 4.5 and increased the number of talons coming down at a periodic rate. So I wouldn't be standing in it. Even if you see it, you're probably going to have much more trouble trying to stay out of its range. Definitely trying to hold point. So watch out for that. Watch out for that indeed. Scarlet Witch, she's been removing a lot of things, but basically she got the new team up ability, and also her chaos control percentage damage has been fixed from 60 per second to 80 per second, which is pretty good. It's going to slow down her rate of just killing you. So look forward to that, honestly. Star-Lord Peter, well, they're reducing his blaster damage, so that's a nerf. Sorry for you guys. Winter Soldier increased the time for his bionic hook from 8 seconds to 12 seconds. If that was your main part of his kit, too bad. You're gonna have to be grabbing a lot more sooner and making sure to get the fuck out of there if you miss. Wolverine. Now, look. Wolverine is doing a lot. He's basically reducing his time to knock down an enemy with his ult from 1 second to 0.75. So you know when he launches you up and he hits that fucking pose in the air, yeah, he's gonna bring you down much quicker. So I would get the fuck out of there. And basically, they have been increasing his range on basically his berserker state, his claws, and his melee. So I would watch out for that. And his rage increase is so much easier. So he's gonna be a problem. You're gonna have to keep banning him. Alright, let's talk about the strategists. It seems like all your lovely healers have gotten a little bit of tuning, maybe some buffs. Definitely Rocket, my boy. Alright, Adam Warlock. It seems like they're reducing his frequency for his abilities. The cooldown for his Soul Bond has been increased by 10 seconds, and then his Revival Ultimate revives 30% of all fallen allies' maximum health at the fix of 100%? What? That's not really good for most of you guys who think you can just come back in with the bulky ult and say again. Alright, Cloak and Dagger is next. It doesn't seem like they did a lot to her. So I'm gonna skip over her for now. Go to MarvelRivals.com if you want to learn more. Invisible Woman. It seems like they just decreased her shield value, so yeah, don't toss that shield out as much as you think it's gonna save your partners. Loki over here, on the other hand, has been top meta for most people, so they increase his cooldown from 25 to 30 seconds for basically his healing domain. So you can't stay under lamps for a long time. I think that's pretty balanced. Mantis, it seems that the strategy over speed, she can, they reduced her health. And then her healing effect can be stacked for 16 seconds. Ooh, that's not too bad. And then probably the biggest buffs out of all the strategists is Rocket, my boy, the raccoon himself. Look, now his amplifier can give health. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a healer. I love to see it. But he is slower. He is a bit slower now. They extended the cooldown for his jetpack to 6 seconds to 10 seconds and to reduce the dash distance from 10 meters to 8 meters. Hopefully that doesn't mess with his kit. I like this healer because of his mobility, and I didn't even want him to really have a lot of healing because, to be honest, his gun's kind of busted. He's really a good DPS support, so taking out his movement is going to be a little bit tougher, but we'll see how the meta goes. And that is all the strategists. So, and it also seems that Rocket has a little crits on his healing chances. He can basically hit you for a one-time healing of 55 health. And really his heals are a gradual heal, so honestly, one hit of health for 55 can really change the outcome of a battle. Alright, and now let's talk about the new team-up abilities. In Marvel Rivals, so Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch look like they got over all their issues in the past movie and decided to give it a chance. So it looks like Doctor Strange has more of a maximum health as he is the anchor, and Scarlet Witch gets more blasts. Great! And I saw some people say she can use her instant lock-on and this ability at the same time. So I would watch all your angles, definitely if she's still sneaking people. Alright, now, the Winter Soldier and Captain America finally teamed up once again to give each other high fives. And those high fives might kill you, so watch out. As the anchor, Captain America gets maximum health of 100 and a boost of 5% damage output, so watch out for that. But Bucky basically gets a leap that he can jump to all of his teammates and do a devastating area effect, and he can clap with his boy with the shield in the arm. Don't you love to see it? Finally, we have the powerful trio of mutinies, coming together as Emma Frost as the anchor. She gets maximum health of 100. Magneto and Emma Frost has basically illusions on the battlefield that Emma Frost can conjure, and you can shoot the illusions. I see the illusions can do damage, slice amounts of damage. So watch who you're shooting and watch who you're fighting against, because you don't want a lot of those on an objective. definitely at domination or on point. Finally, the adjusted and removed team-ups in Marvel Rivals Season 2. Well, guys, they're gonna tell you all this and that, but I know the true reason why most of these team-ups fell through. Let me just tell ya, Rocket been fucking around with Bucky way too much. He actually likes Punisher's ideal more. So then he took all the magazines and ran off. Now Winter Soldier has no more infinite ammo. Boo-hoo. Now, well, Luna. Look, she's trying to been flirting with Namor this entire time. And guess what? It would have worked if he wasn't in the married women. And now, Magic and Psylocke, oh, they had a thirst off trying to post all this good shit off their Instagrams and OnlyFans. But Psylocke got ahead with the popularity because of that big ass. And Magic kind of got a little jealous and they broke the team. Too bad, too sad. Namor finally eventually went back home, found out there's actually nuclear waste in the fucking ocean, and got gamma squids. So, good for that. And then eventually when they got back to Krakoa, Scarlet Witch and Magneto got into a huge fucking fight. And then, yeah, it just didn't work out. Family squabbles through timelines still never work out in the end, huh? So, yeah, no more fucking swords for Magneto. So you better start throwing balls there, sonny boy. And then finally, Thor, Captain America, Storm. This trio had a good run. Competition was super cool for the first half of Season 1. But now, they're gone. They're all gone to separate ways. And they all got different ideals on how to show and lead a team. Alright, and that's about it for all your characters. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully you're not stunned, dumbfounded when the new characters and the changes drop. And I hope that if your character has been nerfed and you sucked with him anyway, you will try new things. Please, the meta needs it. And hopefully Ultron, when he comes out, might be my next main. So hopefully to see you on that battleground. Anywho, thank you for coming out. The House of Neokuma is always open. I will get more chairs installed as long as I see that follow, like, comment, and subscribe. I just want to see you guys. And I also have a Twitch. It's on twitch.tv at Dark Neokuma. So I hope to see you guys there. And I'm out.